The number one indicator of homelessness. Do you guys know what it is? It's not mental health and it's not drugs.
Where's Jesus? Take me home, baby.
I just need somebody else to tell me that they're living paycheck to paycheck.
I need to come up with $4,000 by April 20th in order to secure a cheaper apartment.
Not just the price of the rent, it's the price of the rent for what you're fucking getting.
So now we're being told we can't afford a $2,000.
Rent is higher, grocery costs more, bill keep piling up. Millions of Americans are asking the same question. When and how long this gonna last? Make sure you guys subscribe and comment. And for all those people who have subscribed, thank you very much. You guys mean a lot. Thank you guys. Let's keep on watching.
Okay. Hear me out. We should all at the same time stop paying rent or your mortgage payment out of protest. Please. We should we have to be on a united front. Becky, Tom, Bob, let's be all on a united front and let's just not pay our bills this month. Like, let's just out of protest. Baby, I ain't got it. I don't have it. I don't have your money. I don't know what you're gonna do, but the thing is this: they can't beat all of us up. They can't. It's all in America. It's 300 million. They cannot beat all of us up. It's coming from somebody who works a stable corporate job. This shit is expensive. Like, this shit is not fair. And you baby boomer motherfuckers better not have none of the motherfucking say out your motherfucking mouth. This damn generation is lazy. Fuck, we not, bitch. We're tired. You ain't get to buy a 5,000 square foot house for only $2,000. The fuck?
It is absolutely insane to me that I have worked at the same job for 10 frickin' years, okay? And I can't afford to pay my bills right now. Like, I am literally picking and choosing what bills to pay. Using credit cards, like, to buy groceries. Gotta eat. Family's gotta eat, so what do? So, this last paycheck that I'm getting, I literally have, holiday pay, hourly, commission, and spiffs, okay? Literally, the accountant asked me if I want her to not take taxes out, and I said, well, what's the difference? If they took taxes out, I would just be able to pay my mortgage and no other bills. So I literally had to have them not take taxes out, which means less at tax time, but, my family gets to eat, so make that make sense. Like, I need to figure something out because it ain't working. It ain't working.
You know what? You're right. We should just stop complaining because we're not Iran or North Korea or China. We don't need to talk about the 580,000 people that are homeless in America, that are sleeping on the streets, women, children, the elderly, veterans, not getting anything to eat, sleeping in the cold. We don't need to worry about them. The 45,000 Americans that die every year because they don't have access to adequate health care, and 25% of our population that get delayed medical assistance because of skyrocketing cost. We should just forget about them too. We don't need to talk about them at all because at least we're not North Korea. And because we don't live in a concentration camp and because we don't live in an open air prison, we should just be happy with what we're given. We should shut the fuck up and take whatever we're given and do what we're told, right? Because that's what good little sheep do. What you're suggesting is to ignore the suffering of your fellow citizens because you got yours. You're fucking evil.
So can y'all tell me if this makes sense? My landlord raised my rent last month, January. I could barely afford the rent to begin with. How is he already talking about raising the rent for March? Like, is that shit legal? Like, can he do that? Can you raise the rent so soon after raising it? Because he's telling me his mortgage went up. And so he has to raise the rent. Otherwise, he's going to end up losing money. And I'm thinking, how is that my problem? How is that my fault? Everything is going up for everyone. But you can't just go ahead and raise the rent 2 months after you've already raised it. I'm so sick and tired of this. Like, this shit can't be legal. Like, how is this legal? Like,
Okay, cool. So I'm having to move out of my house because I can't afford rent. So I'm moving into my parents' property. But one time I couldn't afford rent either, and I was driving down the highway to try and go get help from social services, and the hood of my car smashed into my windshield and shattered it. So I pulled over, and this lady behind me pulled over and comes out. Turns out I happen to know her, so she helps me get to the social services office, and I'm calling my dad, and he's like out of state or out of town. And as I'm there, this other lady overhears me, and she's like, "I'll call AAA and have them tow your car for free. What's your address?" So they gave me a ride home, towed my car for free. A couple of days later, my friends called me and they're like, "Hey, let's go out." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't go out. I can't even get to work. My car is completely wrecked. The windshield's wrecked. I can't even make rent. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. So sorry, guys." And they're like, "Hey, you know what? We just ran into some cash. We want to help you." So they paid for my car. They got me a rental and they paid for rent for me that month. You want to know something? If the hood of my car hadn't flown up and shattered my windshield, none of that would have happened. I wouldn't have gotten any help. And I probably wouldn't have been able to pay rent that month because I never would have told them that, "Hey, I can't pay rent. Sorry, I can't go out." I'd have been like, "Sure, let's go out." You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, you know what? Me moving into my parents' house at 30 is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me. It feels like right now I'm pulling over on the side of the road with a shattered windshield. My life sucks, but you know what? Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. It doesn't matter. We're going to be fine. We're all going to be fine.
I just keep seeing videos of how everyone's struggling, and it's so sad. I'm a single mom with 3 kids. I work 2 freaking jobs. Okay. 2. And I just got paid from both of them. And every penny goes to my car payment. How can the cost of living go up, but we're not getting paid more? I don't understand it. How am I supposed to buy groceries for my 3 kids? How am I supposed to get gas to get to these stupid jobs? I'm so tired. Just like millions of other freaking Americans. Where's Jesus? Take me home, baby.
So it has been confirmed that there is no state in the United States where you could work a 40-hour minimum wage work week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. And my thing is, if y'all know that shit, why the fuck y'all don't do something about that shit? Do y'all want to see us in poverty? Is that the goal, to see us, the people, in poverty? I thought we was working to make America again. And working to make America again is raising minimum wage. Simply just raising minimum wage. Making sure that the cost of living is not too high. Groceries are not expensive to the point where you can't afford them. Just simply making sure that goods and supplies are affordable.
So I need to come up with $4,000 by April 20th in order to secure a cheaper apartment that I'm looking into. They want $250 per cat for a pet deposit. Why do I have 3 cats? $120 for the application fee already. I saw someone else do this on TikTok with their student debt. She went live and everybody donated roses and she was able to pay off $20,000 in student debt. I think 1 rose counts as $1, so if I get 4,000 roses, I can move into my apartment.
What's the number one indicator of homelessness? Do you guys know what it is? It's not mental health and it's not drugs. It's the lack of ability to afford housing. Number one reason by a long shot. How about you do this? Go to private sector, go to contractors like you and say, we have limited budget. We want to build really nice units for $100,000 a unit and have 15 contractors bid against it and find the least expensive option. They're not even bidding these projects. These are buddies of theirs at the country club. And they're like, hey, if you go do this for 600 grand, you cut me back, I'll bill you as a vendor. So this is what's happening. The money's going straight from the government to the contractor, but the contractor pays invoices, right, to his subcontractors. So these government officials are becoming subcontractors on the jobs. Project manager fee, $100,000. Dude, they're just stealing from you. They're flat out stealing from you.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation.
You guys don't understand how good of a position you have until it's too weak before your current work authorization expires and the new one is not here yet. Because living in the United States is really expensive, and not working and not having a source of income is not something I can afford. Especially considering the fact that I'm alone here. I don't have my family here, and there is no one to support me except myself. Well, this is another day of being an immigrant in the United States, and I'll keep you guys posted about this situation.
I just need somebody else to tell me that they're living paycheck to paycheck and putting themselves into credit card debt out of necessity, not because of fun. I am 28 years old. I work a decent paying job. I love my job. I make good income. We have no kids, me and my fiance, and we're still barely scraping by. Our bills are paid, but we can't save any money. We can't go on vacation. I mean, we do little things here and there, but realistically, we don't really do anything. And we still live paycheck to paycheck, okay? I don't understand how people with kids are doing this. Props to y'all. I mean, seriously, the utmost respect, because I feel like I'm drowning and I only have cats. Any money that we're able to save ends up getting spent on the car, or the cat has to go to the vet, or one of us has a medical emergency. Like it's just gone. It's gone. I don't understand. We don't live beyond our means. Are we all just collectively putting ourselves into debt because I don't know what else to do?
I had to move away from Chicago. I moved for several reasons. One of the reasons, though, was the rent was getting offensive. Like, it's not just the price of the rent, it's price of the rent for what you're fucking getting. I was in a studio apartment that was like less than 400 square feet. I'm not kidding. It was a shoebox. And I got it during COVID in 2020. I started rent at $950. By the time I left, it was listed, last time I checked, it was listed for $1,200. Less than 400 square feet, mind you. Now, granted, I did live on the north side. I lived very, very close to Wrigley Field. So, like, the fact that I could walk to Wrigley from my apartment. So the fact that I got what I got for $950, granted, again, it was COVID, decent price, whatever. It was close to my work. I needed it, whatever. But, like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't even get, you cannot get 500 square feet in Chicago for less than 1,200. And that's being nice. It's like 1,200 for 500 square feet, and you're looking at a white refrigerator. Like, it's not good. And, like, the luxury apartments, again, you're looking at, like, thousands of dollars for a studio apartment or a junior one bedroom. Like, it's like, oh, and
Why does Florida insist on making it so hard for single parents? I'm trying so hard not to lose my shit, trying so hard to keep it all together, but this is fucking ridiculous. Maybe it's just crazy how my son was excited to go to school. Everything was great. Yesterday, I drop him off to fourth grade, only to get a phone call 30 minutes later talking about, oh, I need you to come pick up your son because your son no longer goes to the school. What? What do you mean my son no longer goes to the school? Oh, Florida did this rezoning thing, or our county did, and now he goes to a different school. What? Okay. I'm confused. What school does he go to? They tell me the name of the school. I look it up on my phone. It's 20 minutes away from my house. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. This school is 5 minutes away and it's across the street from my high schoolers, so they can pick him up or drop him off. If I can't drop him off to school or pick him up from school because of work, they do it. You know, that's how it's always been done. Now, you're telling me he goes to a school 20 minutes away because of some fucking rezoning shit? Make it make sense. Already, I'm struggling at it as enough. I apparently don't qualify for food stamps because I make too much fucking money. Explain to me where when I barely make enough to pay rent. I'm sick and tired of just trying to move forward and constantly failing. Like, when is it that it's gonna get better? I feel like we're living a movie. Everybody is suffering. There's so much shit going on, and no matter how much I pray and I try to stay positive, sometimes it's like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm tired. Sorry, and I needed to vent.
So now we're being told we can't afford a $2,000 tariff check funded by tariffs. It's not money printed. It's not borrowed, not taken from Social Security. It's tariff revenue. But funny how the government never says we can't afford it when it's billions to foreign countries. They never say we can't afford it when corporations need bailouts. They never say we can't afford it when the military budget gets bumped up another $50 billion. They never say we can't afford it when Congress votes themselves raises, security, lifetime benefits, and pensions that we pay for. But suddenly, when everyday Americans are suffocating under record inflation, record housing, record taxes, and grocery bills that look like car payments, now we hear we're broke. Well, we just can't afford it. We can afford endless wars. We can afford foreign aid. We can afford bank bailouts, corporate welfare, loopholes, and perks. By helping the people who actually fund the country every day, the workers, the tax base, the people paying $1,500 rent for a one-bedroom, $5 fries at McDonald's, $6 eggs, $4 gas, and a $3,000 deductible. Now that's expensive. No, the truth. The truth is the money exists. It's always existed. The problem isn't affordability. It's priority. And once again, the American people aren't the priority.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also, you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all 4 brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, Fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities. And you can't, like, in this city that I live in, public transport, please. If I were to do public transport, it's like asking to get rate, and I really shouldn't be crying because now I have to go to another work event, and now I'm gonna be all puffy. Living is so expensive. Just keeping yourself alive and floating is so expensive. And what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is if I were to take public transport here, especially for my job requires a car. I have to have a bunch of shit that I have to lug with me for work. And I can't do that with public transport. I'm venting. Inflation sucks. Just living in America sucks. Living alone sucks. It's great, but it sucks. Because you have to front all the expenses by yourself. I need a husband just so that I can live. So we can split the bills.
I don't know who's out here living the American dream, but I can tell you one person who isn't, and that's me. I have 4 kids and I'm working 3 jobs and I'm still struggling. My full-time job, I'm a 911 dispatcher. My other 2 jobs, a waitress. The American dream should not be this hard. I should not have to be working my life away, being away from my kids. Sometimes I have to pick. Am I going to pay my electric bill or am I going to buy groceries? Because my kids need to eat. This is not the American dream. I'm so tired of struggling. So many people are going to working multiple jobs just to pay for a house to sleep in, just to put their head down at night. This is not the American dream, not my American dream. That's why I started posting here on TikTok. So hopefully I can slow down some so I can spend time with my kids. Life shouldn't be this hard. I know one person that's making 6 figures and they're still struggling. Why's it gotta be so hard? Anyways,
If you want to help this mama out from struggling, you know what to do. I'm headed into work to work at Buffalo Wild Wings today. I have to work a double. Say a prayer, I make some money.
I just realized that groceries for a month cost more than a 65-inch flat screen TV in America. For a single person. That's fucking insane. That is so wild whenever you put it into that, like, perception. Oh my fucking god. I remember when, like, getting a 65-inch flat screen TV used to mean, like, you were rich. Groceries for 4 weeks of living cost more than a 65-inch flat screen TV! What? You can now afford a TV better than you can groceries as a single person every single month in America. What the fuck? But, inflation. Why the fuck do TVs not go up? Because that's how they keep us brainwashed. That's how they keep selling us shit. Oh my god. I can't fucking deal. I'm so broke. It's not because of me. My groceries cost more than a 65-inch flat screen TV. I don't think I can afford rent anymore.
Okay, like pick up shifts or hours or whatever you have to do.
Why can't you work?
Stop. You know that's a touchy subject. I don't want to. Pick up extra shifts, okay?
Well, I don't have the time. Why can't you just?
Oh, stop.
You don't do anything.
Stop.
I'm gonna be so vulnerable, guys. I got my paycheck today. Wasn't enough to cover my rent. Wasn't enough to cover my beautiful penthouse. And that is my fault. I work in the service industry, and like when you take off work, you don't get PTO or anything like that. You just take the L. And I took off a Saturday night, which roughly sometimes I make $500-$600. So my paycheck has seen better days. But something I like about the serving industry is I picked up a shift this morning, so now I'm a double today. And I'm just hoping some lovely, lovely customers will give me cash so I can then deposit it into my bank account so then I can pay rent. Really, nothing is funny.
Does anyone else feel like it costs more to live than what it is that they're making? And I'm talking like, okay, we make money, we pay our bills, like our phone bill, our car notes, our iCloud storage, our Spotify, whatever streaming like service it is that you use, and then still having money to like, get your personal items like body wash, toothpaste, deodorant, and also eat and then maintain the things it is that you have like gas. Like I kind of just want to hear other people's thoughts and experiences about how it's going. I could talk a little bit about mine. I'm 28. I do have 2 degrees, and I'm kind of going through like a career change. And I'm just realizing, like, going through a career change at like a later time in life, it's okay to do it, but I'm making significantly less than what it is that I was making before. And it just feels like it costs more to live than what it is that I'm bringing in. So if you're comfortable with sharing your experience, I'd greatly appreciate it if like you just gave a little bit of like your thoughts and everything in the comments.
So why are we normalizing not being able to afford to live in this country? Why are we normalizing that? We are living in the most unaffordable time in American history, and the fact that people are trying to say that this is the best time in American history, that the White House is saying that we are living in the best economic period ever, when that is simply false. Most Americans can't even put anything away for retirement, let alone anything for a rainy day fund, or let alone going out to enjoy your life. The wealthy have been trying to condition us for all this time to say that this is normal, that we should be trying to beg for the scraps while they have everything, and that's not okay. They have two political parties that stand amongst them. They have two political parties that represent their interests, while no person in America, while working class people in America do not have any sway over public opinion. The Republican Party could give a crap about us. The Democratic Party doesn't care about us. So we have to understand that the only way for the working class people in America to get by is by standing together amongst the elite, because we are stronger together than we are divided.